Listen, man, I got a questions that I have that answers. I think either that or it's a life hack, which is, if you're like me, look, a little TMI here. All right, this is a video about how to hack your swamp ass. You know, if you're a guy and you get like sweaty a lot, like most guys do. Not every guy, but I do. Your lower back, your gluteus region, right? Your ass. Right? Well, here's something that you don't want, ever, if you're a swamp ass sufferer like myself. And that's any significant wetness coming through your pants, you know, on that backside. That people are going to know it's sweat. It's not like it's worse. There's stuff worse than sweat, I guess you can imagine. But nobody wants to know you got swamp ass, right? I'm telling you I do, but you didn't want to know that, right? Of course, I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to have it. But there it is. Right, so for those of you who also suffer from this, I've got your hack. This will hack your life. Haxs with an X. It might not work. I'm going to try it though. So unless you're going commando, in which case put on some underwear, bro. The rest of us out here who already wear underwear already, when we're out there swamp assing it, you got to double up. That's the solution. Simple. 2 pairs of underwear. That way, the sweat from your ass has to soak through 2 layers. It makes sense, right? It's totally. People are probably already doing this. I'm late to the game, but hey, I make them when I make them. I call them as I see them. This is the first time it occurred to me. Look, I don't know that I'm leaking. I don't know that you can see I got swamp ass if I'm not talking to you about it. I can't reach that far back with my eyes. You know, I can't see. I'm not about to strip out here. You're crazy. So, who knows? But sometimes it feels like it, especially, and here's another thing, if you're wearing boxer shorts, which I don't normally like to wear, but I don't know, I thought I would try it out. I've got a whole other life hack related to boxer shorts and hiking coming up. But this part's about swamp ass. I don't want to speak about it too loud. I don't want to, first of all, I don't want the neighbors to know. Second of all, I don't want to manifestate further into existence any potential swamp ass evidence that's beyond what I already feel. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, boxers is the wrong way to go for 2 reasons. The second reason I'll get to in the next life hack, but which I'm going to do right after this. But it's a double life hack video, maybe triple, depends on how you look at it. So look, if you get swamp ass, and I know you do, and you don't dare want to show the world, really. It doesn't really matter if it's your honey or your mother, right? Like, there's really nobody who wants to see it, and you know it. How do you protect yourself from anxiety from that? Double up. Now, I think you got to go double with them, the grippy ones, those like the grippy boxes, not the old school ones. You know what I mean? The grippy ones. I forget what they're called right now. You don't have to go all the way halfway to your knee. You don't have to do that. But you can't go. You can't. No, I don't. Does anybody really wear tighty whities anymore? Can you? Is there any excuse for that? I mean, you're either going full Speedo or you're into at least the quarter boxer brief. Which, you know, if you like to be like the one who shows the curl of their ass underneath their underwear, if you're that guy, all right. That quarter brief is pretty good for that. Unless you got a really, really, really tiny ass, which I got a pretty tiny one, and you can still feel like you can see my curl. I'm not about really, that's not I don't have a great curl, I don't think. No, I definitely don't. I wish I did. I thought I might have. But it's, I'm 56, so it's that kind of a curl, I suppose. And someone who sits down a lot. But it's not. Anyway, yeah. You know. It's nothing I'm ashamed of, I guess is what I'm saying. But it's nothing I'm proud of either, right? It's just, it is what it is. Like so much in my life. Swamp ass, I'm trying to be equanimity with it. But here's a solution in the meantime. Double up your boxer briefs. It's that much more fabric for the wetness to go through. And yeah, look, here's the question. You gotta ask yourself, would you rather be hot and sweaty but invisible? Or just hot and sweaty, and maybe there's, because you're going to be hot and sweaty regardless, throwing on that extra pair of underwear isn't going to make it worse. Trust me, bro. It's counterintuitive, right? But it's going to make it better in terms of your, if you were ever worried about, you should be, I'm telling you, if you have swamp ass, you should be worried about the see-through. It's like the panty lines for guys. Swamp ass stains coming through your jeans or your shorts. You can't have that. Your jean shorts, oh my God. You got a real problem. You might triple up if you got, I mean, jean shorts are pretty robust when it comes to really anything, especially if they're like that middle 80s range, mid-range faded, like mostly not faded, but still a little faded. They look just perfectly bad. Yeah, those are the jeans I grew up with. You turn those into jorts, right? Or what do they call jorts? Jean shorts, jorts. You get a pair of jorts. I guess jorts are cut-offs, maybe. Or maybe, no, jorts are the not cut-off ones. They're the ones that you actually buy in the store that have seams sewn in. You got evidence coming out of that, man. You got to triple it, right? Or I guess maybe this is your other old life hack, is you're always wearing jorts, right? I'm telling you, go double brief. It's a whole new life out here. Like I said, it's always going to be hot and sweaty down there. Do you just want to have the peace of mind of it knowing you've got that double barrier? Or do you want to go risk it? Hey, some people like to risk it. I'm talking, this is a life hack for those of us who need hacks. If you like showing the world that you got swamp ass, if that's your thing, I mean, what can I say about that? This isn't your video. The other one might be, this is life hack number 2. If you're a boxer brief wearer, here, look, let me start over. You ever get a wedgie when you're hiking in shorts? Or I guess whenever, but like shorts where you can really... The way you get a wedgie when you hike is you got to wear boxer shorts, first of all. I don't think briefs do it. So this is the solution in advanced life hack. Wear briefs, don't wear boxers when you go hiking. But it brought up a side question for me when I was thinking about this earlier, because I got myself a wedgie. Can you give yourself a wedgie? You absolutely can if you want boxer shorts. Under regular shorts, outdoor hiking shorts, and you're hiking up a hill with big steps. You can wedge that guy right up in there. Got me to thinking, can you give yourself a wedgie? You absolutely can. Would you? Is it called a wedgie when you do it? Or does somebody else have to give a wedgie? A wedgie can only be given, can never be taken. You can't take a wedgie. You can only give one or hope one is given to you. Or hope not. Depends on how you feel about wedgies. But the real question of a wedgie is, how bad is it really? Depends on the force. But as far as the grossness of it, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pain of it. It occurred to me, a wedgie, right? It's not the same thing as a pushy, right? Is that what it's called? Pushies? Where you push, if you were to wedge and then push just that one part into that other part, that's a pushy. Nobody wants I mean, not randomly, you don't want a pushy. You got to be expecting that, right? So I don't think you could ever get yourself a pushy hiking by yourself. I mean, you could definitely, yeah, but not really when you're hiking. I mean, unless you really try. You couldn't accidentally give yourself a pushy. How about that? Which is the way you want it, I think, right? You don't want to accidentally give yourself a wedgie, which is what my whole life hack is about. It's simple. Either, I don't think you want to go commando, because those shorts, you could wedge, and then you risk. The thing with underwear is maybe you risk a little bit of a pushy. You get a little bit of the sauce. You got underwear, that's what underwear's for. It's all right, you throw it out. You don't want to go free balling it, commando style, and you get an accidental pushy. It never happens, right? But just in case you fall on a stick, I don't know how it happened. But you thought, what did you think? I don't know what you're doing hiking with no underwear on. But this is what you deserve. You get what you deserve. People always do. You can't not. So there it is. If you're out there commando hiking, you deserve to get an accidental pushy, right? Come on. Now you gotta throw those pants out, or the shorts, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You're a plumb fool, is what you are. unless that's what you wanted, in which case it's not called an accidental pushy. It's a purposeful one, intentional pushy, which is fine. No judgment. I'm just saying, if you don't want an accidental one, ever, not if you don't. I mean, unless, look, if you happen to want an accidental one, you know it. You know that you do. Most of the rest of us, we don't even really think about it. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention as an importance in your life. Just as a quick little life hack that you never have to think about again. Never go hiking with boxer shorts. You're going to wedge yourself. There's no way you're getting a pushy accidentally, very tragically, otherwise, from a wedgie. Unless it's a very tragic experience where you land perfectly on a pushy, you know. Otherwise, you've already got to have a wedgie before it becomes a rubby. You know, those rubbies. That's the problem with a wedgie. So if it stays, you pull it out. But if it stays, you let it become a rubby. Oh, man. Then pushy doesn't really matter so much. That's a matter of aesthetics, really. But the dirt and gross, you're already making that happen with the rubby. Doesn't really matter now. Pushy doesn't really make it worse. It's just so dirty. So that's why we wear underwear. I don't understand commando style. Are they trying to show they're so rich they could buy a new pair of pants every time they went out with their pair of pants? They threw it out after? No? That's not what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that they reek all the time. That their pants and shorts are covered in bacterias above and beyond the necessary. I guess each to their own. If you gotta own that though, if that's to your own, that's your style, you better own it. So that's the whole situation, really. Boxes are just a bad call when you're on a hike. Across the board they are. The one thing they are decent at is the whole point of the first part of the video, which is they will wick away a little bit of the dampness from the swamp ass itself. And because of the distance, it takes longer time, the distance of the fabric from your swamp ass, and the distance from the fabric to the outer short or jort. Like I said, if you're wearing jorts, you don't really need to worry about it. But yeah, other than that, seemingly good benefit, but it's not worth it unless you want to go three underwears. You go double. You can't do a sandwich. You can't do, nobody does boxer brief sandwich. No, that's absurd. I mean, I don't know what kind of baggy pants you got to have to make that work with your, shape and what are you doing? You look like a weirdo wearing it. Are you wearing jeans over that dress? Are you wearing a dress? It's a skirt, right? Yeah, no. So, no, you go double brief, boxer, traditional boxer over it as like a slip, like a women's slip. They wear something between the underwear and their skirt, right? Do I have that right, or is that lingerie? I don't know anymore. I would ask my mother, but you shouldn't ask your mother those things. But who else are you gonna ask? Your girlfriend? If I never did. Maybe I did. I forgot. It's been so long since I had a girlfriend. I gotta ask that slip question to some of my platonic girlfriends, maybe. Is that TMI? Too much information? Not why do you wear a slip, but why does one wear a slip? I could Google it. That's what I'll do. All right. Problem solved. I don't even have that. I'd have to ask my sister. That's a weird thing to ask your sister. What's a slip for? Is that what do you think? Is that what, if you were to wear if you were a guy. All right, let's start from the top, sis. If you were a guy like me, and you were to say, be interested for some reason that's purely functional, interested in wearing multiple pairs of underwear at a time, like 2 or maybe 3. In this equation, it's 3, but it could be 2, just 2. More than 1, though. Yeah, it is a little weird. It's more than 1. At least it's not 0, right? Look, I didn't mean to bring it up, but you were taking this to a weird place, and I'm trying to say to you, it's not a weird place. Just hear me out. So for reasons left to be said, already previously said in the other video, but having to do with swamp ass and whatnot, I like to wear multiple pairs of underwear when I go hiking, or any swamp ass experience, potential experience. Tennis, swimming doesn't count. I mean, if you got swamp ass in the pool, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry to hear. Now, usually this water will cure the swamp ass. That's the cure. That is the cure. And soapy water, or chlorinated water, probably. Anything that's going to kill germs, and preferably bad smells, which I think are germ related. So, problem solved. Right? Now, so for heretofore mentioned reasons, I like to sometimes go with 2 or 3 pair to prevent my swamp ass from becoming evident to the world. She understood. She appreciated it. She thanked me. She thanked me on behalf of all humans. Nobody wants to see her swamp ass. I'm like, exactly. That's what I thought. And now it's confirmed because my sister has good judgment. I trust her judgment. So anytime maybe I'm off in my judgment, I ask her and I can get a good gauge. I was like, that's what I thought. So then this is honest advice for humanity, right? So I want to go 2 briefs, one over the other, same brand, like it's just like an extra thick brief. Do they make those? Do they have swamp ass briefs? Wait, does this already exist?